Hello, everyone. It's really nice to have you today in our webinar. We are really excited and we hope that you will learn a lot today about video coding. So before we start with the webinar, just one sentence about me. I'm Justine. I'm marketing consultant at the Spectos Group. But more important, your speakers today, Katja Peschke and Bertrand Spett. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Justine.
Okay, just a brief explanation. You as a listener are muted and we will guide you through the slides. So if there are any issues or you have some question, please use the options on the right side of your screen. We collect the questions and then we will answer the questions at the end. So please, to make sure that you understand us well, let me know if the sound is good. Just tap it in the chat option or the question option. Okay, everything is fine. So I think we can start now. Have fun.
Yeah, hello everybody. First, I want to introduce myself. My name is Katja Peschke and I'm senior consultant at Spectos since 11 years. And yeah, since 2012, I'm head of digitization and capture department. And together with my team, I'm responsible for, at the moment, 15 different projects of video coding and of digitization. And I'm happy that you joined this webinar today, and I will tell you some more about our solutions. But first, I want to hand over to my colleague Bertrand.
Thank you, Katja. And also, hello from my side. Welcome to this webinar. For those who don't know me, my name is Bertrand. I'm one of the co-founders of Kizzy Tracking, which is a company that Spectos purchased 2 years ago. We do tracking solutions. And since then, I'm responsible for sales and business development for the whole group. And for those who saw my LinkedIn profile, there was a video about firefighting. So yes, I'm the guy there, and that's my hobby. But that was enough about us. Let's speak about the presentation we're going to give today. So today, I'll give you a very short introduction about Spectos to just give an overview of the solution that we do, but I keep it short because then we want to dive in the process of sorting letters and parcels. First, we're going to see how that works today and the challenges with the today's solutions, and then we're going to speak about the solution that we can provide and the benefits that you can get from this. At the end, we'll have a short Q&A. So if you have questions, feel free to write them in the chat. Justine will be happy to collect them. And at the end, we'll take about 5 to 10 minutes to answer those. The whole presentation should last about 30, 35 minutes. So let's start. And who is Spectos? Spectos is a company whose job is to monitor the quality of service of companies, especially in the postal area. By Spectos, we strongly believe that quality of service is strongly related to performance of a company in terms of revenue, because if you increase your quality, you also increase the satisfaction of your customers and they will stay with you, or you will be able to acquire more. So that has a direct impact on the growth of your revenue. And also it has an impact on the cost as you get more efficient if you invest into quality. So quality is generally related to company performance. Now, in this scope, we do different kind of solutions. And historically, Spectos comes from a business called transit time measurement. So the measurement of the time that take a letter or parcel to go from a shipper to a receiver. We do a different kind of measurements. So we work with different operators, especially in Europe, where we monitor for them the quality of service so that they get reports so that they can provide to their customers, to the governments, and also allows them to improve the quality of service. We have also different other kind of solutions like video coding. That's the topic of today. And we have tracking solutions to monitor the process of delivery. On one side, we have live tracking solution, that basically the solution that we developed at Kizzy. And we also have RFID solutions, mainly used in the scope of tracking, monitor the letters when they go through sorting processes. We have different solution around smart mailboxes. So a solution that allows to monitor them, detect when they have been opened, when they have been filled, when they have been emptied, and so on. And finally, and that's also the core of our solution, we have different solutions to gather, display, and report all this data and turn them into meaningful information that will allow you to decide how to act in order to improve the quality of your service. So this is in a nutshell about Spectos, but I don't want to spend too much time about this. Let's deep dive into parcel and letter sorting. Now, to introduce this, I want to explain to you how that was done before, how it's done today, and how it could be done in the future. And if you think about letters and parcels, they come today with these rolling cages, or they come into bags, they come bulk, and they come into sorting center where they need to be sorted to decide whether they have to be addressed to. Now, before, there were really people reading the address and putting the letters and the parcels in the different places where they needed to go. That was very time consuming, very expensive, very prone to mistake. And that's why years ago, companies developed so-called sorting machines. This is an example of a letter sorting machines. These sorting machines have a capacity to sort these letters very fast. Basically, you have one side, you have the letters that comes in, and then the addresses are read, and the machine, based on a tour plan, will then put the letter in the right place so that it can be sorted out, either for a delivery tour or to be sent to another sorting center where they're going to be locally distributed. Now, how does this machine decide where and how this letter must be sorted? Well, this is a process called OCR, optical character recognition. And how does this work? The machine has a camera and it will read the address. So it will really read the characters, it will recognize these characters, and then it will compare what it reads to a database that it has about the addresses. And with this, it will be able to validate this address, be sure where it has to go, and based on this tour plan, it will sort the letter in the right place. Now, this is very fast. The whole process usually goes within a couple of tenths of milliseconds to decide, so it's very, very fast. Now, it also has some drawbacks and problems. And the biggest problem is misreading of addresses. So an efficient sorting machine will be able to read between 93 and 97% of the addresses. If you're below 93%, usually that means you have something wrong with the databases, or you really have something wrong with the customers, how they write these addresses. But still, you have between 3 and 7% of the addresses that cannot be read. And why is that? Well, the addresses have different kind of ways of being written and displayed and so on, and they come from all around the world. And you have issues like, for example, here I have a couple of examples. For example, the addresses could be just written on printed backgrounds. So the machine has difficulty in making the distinction between the letters and the background. That's something that for a human is okay, doable, but for a machine it's extremely difficult to detect. You could have reflections, for example. So based on the light that comes in the machine, you could have light that comes in the camera, and like an example, it makes it difficult to understand what is written. Something that happens, especially with window envelope, is that the address is not aligned with the window. So, like in this example, you can see that the information is only partial, and the machine cannot guess what's inside. So all these are problems that can happen. And here are also other examples. Handwritten addresses, for example. I always wondered how postal operators can route the letters that I write because it's so badly written, but they still arrive. But handwritten addresses is a huge problem because they're often very difficult to read. You could have addresses that are multiple lines. So for example, here you have the zip code that is on a different line than the destination. So the machine doesn't know whether one is the address, the other or the city, or is it zip code. Is difficult for the machine. And finally, you really have like parcels, especially if you have these small bags that come with some things from China that are folded or not correctly scanned. For the machine, it's also impossible to understand how to read this. Now, what's the problem of this? Well, there are several problems. First problem is that related to costs. I mean, how does this happen today? Today, the machine that is not able to decode an address will just disregard the letter or the parcel. And then you have two ways to solve this. Either you have one person that goes there and check the address really physically and put it in the right place, which is extremely time consuming and inefficient. Or you can have people on premises that will get this data and will decode manually. Now, the problem is that it's very expensive. You need to pay people, you need to train people, you need to cope with the fluctuation of staff, people that will go on holidays, people are sick. So you still have to sort even if the people are not there. So it's difficult to manage all this. The second issue is flexibility. You might have peak moments where you have a lot of address to decode and maybe the people is not there, or you might have a moment where the addresses are good, so there is nothing to check, and the people is just there waiting to manage these misread addresses, but you're still paying for them. So this lack of flexibility is a big problem. And usually postal operators, they sort at night, and it's always more difficult to find people who are ready to work at night to do these kind of jobs. So flexibility is an issue. And finally is quality, as fast sorting has a direct impact on the costs. As you know, postal operators face a huge pressure on the operational costs. So if you don't have a good quality reading quality, what will happen is that you send letters and parcels into delivery. They will not be able to be consigned, so they will come back. You will have to manage this returns, like sending back to the sender or analyzing them, and that has a direct cost in your operations. Now, luckily, there are solutions for that, and I will hand over now the word to Katja, who will present you the solution of Spectos.
Perfect. Thank you, Bertrand. Yeah, you can forward to the next slide, please. Yeah, as Bertrand explained, video coding can help to optimize the sorting process because you not need to handle the parcels and the letters manually. You can have a team to code the letters to the right sorting. It works that the machine at the first sorting process makes a picture from the letter and also scans the barcode on the address label, or they print a barcode on the letter. And when the machine reads the address and cannot find a sorting code inside the database, then the letters and the parcels are forwarded to a separate place, and the image are forwarded to the video coding software. The most of the sorting machine providers provide such video coding software, and people can sit on the computer, can see the image, can read the address, and can capture the address and then find the correct sorting code. And after this video coding process, the machine operator puts all the letters or parcels again on the sorting machine. The sorting machine reads the barcode, and with this barcode, the machine knows, oh, okay, we have now a sorting code in the database, and they can forward the letter or the parcel to the correct sorting area. And this, thank you. It's okay, you can forward. What we do is that we work with a specialized team. We have for each project for the video coding a separate team. We call it the core team, and we also have a backup team. We create together with the customers a manual for our team, and then we train the rules against your informations. And after we trained our team, we start with 1 or 2 persons to code. And when we see the quality is good and we get a good feedback from the customer, then we can set up the team very fast. We can add more people in between 1, 2, 3 days. So we are very fast with the team. Can you forward, please? And yeah, the most important thing is that when you do the video coding on your side, you have the same problem like before. You need to have the people, you need to train the people, you need to pay the people. And that's the reason why we offer our solution, because it's had effects on the cost for you. You can reduce your cost 40% when you use video coding from Spectos, because we offer volume-based conditions. You need not to pay a whole team, or you need to you have not to pay for the infrastructure or the places for the people. You only have to pay a click-based rate for every VC item. And the most important thing to hand over video coding to Spectos is that you have more flexibility when we do the video coding. You not need to have your own staff there, and you not have the problem that you need to have staff for the peak times, because we use our core team and we have our backup team. So when we have peaks in daily peaks or seasonal peaks, we can add people very fast. And what we also can do is provide our service 24 hours, 7 days a week. And so it means when you work, we work. And when you start with the production, we start to code, so that we are very fast and that we capture the data in time. And then it's no need for you to add staff when we have a higher amount of letters or parcels. And the most important point for the quality is that when you use video coding from Spectos, Spectos code the data in time, and that helps you to have to do the process in time, and you can hold your delivery times. And we together with our customers, we set the rules and the SLAs. And what we also do is to support most of the sorting machine providers. We can work with Bluecrest, we can work with Böwe, and also with Bell & Howell. So, but also when you use another system, we are we are also always there, and to find a solution also for other systems, so we can handle the most of the systems. Thank you, Bertrand. Yeah, we hope that we could give you a good overview. And now I will hand over to my colleague.
Yeah, thank you, Bertrand and Katja, for this interesting presentation. Yeah, I think the listener like it too, because there are some questions. Just let me have a look. So the first question is, what happens if you have non-Latin characters, for example, Cyrillic or Arabic? Can you also do them?
Yes, is it possible for us that we also handle not Latin characters? That's no problem. We only need to train our team for these characters, and then we can work.
Okay, that sounds good. Let us follow the next question. Address data or personal data. Are you compliant with GDPR? If so, how?
Yes, we compliant with GDPR, and when we get in touch with our customers and prepare a contract, we also prepare the rules for GDPR.
Okay. Let me have a second to look to the next question. Is it possible to mix with own teams? For example, we have our team and we give you only the peak readings?
Yes, that is also possible. We have one or two customers who do this like this. They have their core team, one up to 2 persons, and all other items are coded from our side. That is the point that we can discuss in the setup of the project.
Okay. The next one wants to know, what is the average video coding response time and upper and lower control limits if available?
Bertrand, do you want to answer?
That's a technical question. I don't know what you mean with response time. Usually what happens is that the machine will read the addresses and then make them available in the software, and we start decoding with the team, and then we send it back to the machine, and that goes in a couple of minutes. And then once the whole batch has been sorted and the faulty address has been sorted out, you just put them back in the machine, and then you can do that. So it's a matter of machine. We have usually an SLA of 30 minutes, so maximum 30 minutes. What you need to consider is that it's not live, so basically you resort the letters and parcels that have been video coded by our services.
Okay. Yes, so that is correct. And one additional point. What we do when we set up the project is to discuss with the customers what is their deadline. If there are special deadlines for different jobs, then we can prepare the team for these jobs, and we can sign the team into these jobs to keep the deadline.
Okay, so it's always possible for every one of you, if there are some specific questions, to get in touch with us via phone or email. So just for you to know. There's another question we want to answer. Where are your video coding teams located?
Yeah, we work together with a company in Vietnam. We have a specialized team there. We work with around 150 persons at the moment. We do the whole project management from Germany, and our coding team are sitting in Vietnam.
Okay, that was the last question for today. We are almost at the end of our webinar. Just the last note for today, there is a podcast. We visit the postal podcast, so listen in. It's really interesting. And another recommendation for our upcoming webinar about our new solution. So if you want to join us there too. Before we finish our webinar today, there is a survey, so feel free to give us a feedback. Thank you very much for your participation, and from my side, goodbye. You want to tell? Yeah.
Also from my side, thank you for joining, and wish you a nice day.
Also from my side, thank you for joining today. I was glad to have you here, and looking forward to hear from your needs. You can contact us via website, LinkedIn, email. We have your contact details here, so feel free to contact us whenever you need. We will gladly support you. Thank you so much, and have a good afternoon, day, night, wherever you are in the world. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.